the Kraken motor requires 24 volt, 36 volt, either 24 or 36 to make it work. And we're going to do this through the lithium battery. This lithium will make it 36. As we said, you can make it work with 24, but you're going to get a shorter duration of work and you're not going to get the constant power source that you need. It's very important when you buy a lithium battery that it's a life pool for. This is like extra built-in safety features, especially regarding temperature control and things like that. It's vitally important. It's really important that you buy it from a reputable manufacturer or dealer. Just because it's got Life Pro, you know, don't on the top of it, don't take that as gospel. If you put Rolex into eBay and you got a £25 Rolex watch, you wouldn't expect it to be real. So be very careful that you buy it from a good registered dealer. I'm going to encase it in a plastic protective box. We've done this for a couple of reasons. One is that obviously to keep it out the elements on the boat. The actual case of this is metal, and although the people who supply it say that it's built for marine use, my experience in the past has been that if it will rust, it will rust. So I've encased it for the minute. The other reason I've encased it is one, that I can actually move it around my boat quite easily until I find the best place for it stability wise. And also it has a connection at each end, one here, one here. And the reason for that is so I can disconnect it on the boat to remove it so I can keep the boat clean. Inside of it, it has quite simple on-off switch, which is here. It then goes to a 60 amp circuit breaker. It goes out of there, then it goes out to the external fitting, which will go out. Built into this is a reducer. This reducer here takes the voltage down to 12.3 volts, and this one here takes it down to 24 volts. The reason they're built in there is that my intention is to reduce weight is to take what is now my leisure battery, which works all my electronics, off the boat. It won't be needed, and it'll be powered by this. And the 24 volt one will power me live scope. It's a heavy lump. It weighs about £75, this battery. If you take it into comparison, say, of a 12 volt, 120 amp lead acid battery, 12 volt one, that weighs about £55. So you kind of get, it's quite a heavy lump. But the fact that I can remove that leisure battery, remove my auxiliary, not take my auxiliary, and also hopefully remove my anchor, it should help reduce all the weight to balance it out. The reason lithium is really a necessity is the fact that with lithium you get far more storage of power inside of it, and it's a little bit different to how we've treated lead acid when we're charging up. This battery is best between charging at 20% and 80%. No need to plug it in. In fact, you will actually shorten its life if you just plug it in, keep charging it up to 100% all the time. So the best range for this is between 20 and 80%. When you think about it, if I went out with this, with me Garmin Kraken motor and all my electronics, for 8 hours of a day, it would only use something like 17% of my power. So really, there's a lot of power here. When you buy one from a good dealer, you also get, alongside of it, an app. And this app is talking to that battery. So it's telling me it's 100% charged, which I know it is. And it also has each cell, the temperature of it. And that is what the LifePro 4 is actually monitoring all the time to ensure it doesn't overheat. As we said, the lithium battery, obviously a lot heavier. The difference between the price of a 24 volt lithium and a 36 volt lithium is really not worth the effort. You're far better with the 36, you're going to get a lot more out of it and keep the motor at its best performance. As I repeat, this battery weighs about 75 pounds, which is a heavy battery, but when you compare it to say a 12 volt, as we discussed before, lead acid 120 amp, that is probably in the region of 50-55 amps. If you go on like the internet and put in like a comparison between lead acid and lithium, really the only positive of a lead acid battery is the fact that it's a lot cheaper. This is the lithium battery charger. If you buy it from a good reputable dealer, they will supply you in the price with your lithium battery. It's really important that it meets all the specification. It has fans on top to keep it cool, and as I said, the best charge that your lithium battery will work at is between 20 and 80%. If you go less than 20 or you go more than 80, then you will degrade the battery, and given the price of it, it's really important. And as we discussed, given the amount of energy and power that's in that battery, there's really no need to be charging it to 100 every time. Just as a little footnote to that, when you receive these batteries, you have to charge them up to 100%, because that's what triggers them to come out the sleep mode. So that's the once you do it at the beginning, and then after that you just need to keep that charge between 20 and 80%, and that's the charger that comes with it. Charging wise, it actually charges faster than a lead acid battery, right? That will charge that up from 20% to 80% in about 2 hours. This gets really, there's fans on top, keep it cool. It's a very fast charge, but as I said, it's important not to take that charge over 80% if possible.